Brian Lee at? Is it on? You ready to go? If I could have your attention, please. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute. So want to welcome everyone to the 2024 Southern Arkansas University Hall of Fame induction night. My name is Jeff Harrington, and I am super excited to be here tonight. And this is one of my favorite times of the year because I get to hear stories about former athletes here at Southern Arkansas University and their times here at SAU. And for those of y'all who don't know me, I have been the PA announcer for football since 1997. I started announcing baseball games here on the radio in 1988, but I do basketball, I do volleyball now, but prior to that, my dad was the PA announcer. I started going to games at SAU back in the 60s when I was about 3 years old. As long as I can remember, I've gone to SAU games. And since Harold Jamison is not with us and my buddy Dan Gregory is off doing Panther football tonight, there's probably nobody in this room who's been to as many SAU sporting events as I have. And tonight is one of the few times that every athlete that's being inducted, I either watched them play, we didn't announce track, but the rest of them, I actually announced everybody here that played that was inducted or that is being inducted tonight. So this is a first for me, and so I'm really looking forward to hearing the stories about their time here at Southern Arkansas University and also the times after what they've done at Southern Arkansas University, and I think you will be too. So we're going to have an invocation here in just a moment. If we could have all of the inductees and their families go to this table to my left and everyone else go to the table to the back corner, I think that will kind of divide the room and speed up the process. So again, all the inductees and their families go here to my left. Everyone else go to the table in the back. At this time, I'm going to ask everyone, please bow your head, and I'm going to say the invocation, and then we'll start eating. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this evening here, and we thank you for Southern Arkansas University. We thank you for the leadership. We pray for the leadership and for the impact that Southern Arkansas University has on our community. We thank you for the impact it has on the students and for the things that happen after all of our students graduate. We thank you for safety and traveling tonight for all of those who are here, Lord. We thank you so much for these inductees. We look forward to hear what they have to say. As we go home tonight, Lord, we would ask that you grant us travel safety again. And at this time, Lord, we ask that you would take this food that we're about to partake. Bless it to nourishment of our bodies, Lord. We pray these things in thy Son's name. Amen. All right, inductees over here. Everybody else over there. Don't be bashful. Okay, we're going to get started with our program. Finish eating, and feel free to get up and go get some more tea or water or whatever while you're here. So we appreciate that. But again, we're going to go ahead and get started with our program. I failed to do this earlier. I want to thank Jonathan Briggs and Greta Whalen. Y'all wave at the crowd, stand up something. This is our athletic communications department. They have done a marvelous job, not only with this, but with Mulerider athletics this year. They are knocking it out of the park, and I'm proud of them. And you know, between the two of them, they're still half my age, so they're doing a great job. But anyway, again, glad you're here tonight, and we are honored tonight to not only introduce these members of our Hall of Fame class, but our president is here, Dr. Bruno Hicks. I told him earlier he's not new anymore, but I guess he is to a lot of people. This is his first year here at Southern Arkansas University. This is his first SAU Sports Hall of Fame banquet to attend. So without further ado, I want to bring Dr. Bruno Hicks, president of Southern Arkansas University, to the podium.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to be here with the alums, the coaches, the distinguished athletes, their families, and the friends that have all come out here to cheer them on into the SAU Sports Hall of Fame. For many of you, I say welcome back to Southern Arkansas University and welcome to homecoming. Now, you may tell by my accent that I didn't grow up in Arkansas. I will say my mom was from Kentucky, so I have a little Southern blood. But I grew up in New England. And when you grow up in New England, it's really hard not to be a sports fan. You have the Red Sox, you have the Patriots, the Celtics, the Bruins. One learns to cheer on the home team and the players. And I can say without a doubt, it's been a pleasure to be here in SAU and be involved with our players, with our coaches, and with the SAU fans. Tonight we're going to celebrate not just individual achievements, but we're also going to celebrate the team spirit that comes along with that and the perseverance that defines a great sports community. So I want to thank the families, the coaches, the mentors, all of them have supported the incredible athletes we're going to hear about tonight throughout their journey at SAU and throughout their lives. I want you to know that beyond playing on the campus, I'm talking to the inductees, which led you to the Sports Hall of Fame, you'll now be a role model, inspiring our whole community. Athletics plays an essential role at SAU, not just for the athletes, but for all the students. And many of you are going to see this tomorrow when you see the marching band playing and see the energy and enthusiasm that it gives not only to the coaches, but to the team and all of the players and to the crowd. We have dedicated coaches, and I will say that the Great American Conference is an excellent conference in the league to be in. I appreciate the leadership that goes into making SAU athletics so great. And so I want to do a shout out to Steve and to Sage and to all the coaches for all of your work. SAU has some big projects going on that Coach Browning is going to talk a little bit about. I will say that we got a gift of $3.9 million, and it's going to be making some changes to our athletic infrastructure with that money. And so I'm excited about that. SAU was recently ranked by Niche, which is a national ranking organization, as the best small public campus in Arkansas. But we're also the #2 public campus in Arkansas, behind all of them except for the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. So pretty good company with the Razorbacks. Our sports programs are clearly part of that recognition, and they clearly are just an important part of SAU and the student experience. And as president, I've really enjoyed those. I'm going to send a congratulations out to all the inductees. Your achievements honored here tonight, and you will continue to inspire and uplift the SA community for years to come. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Coach Browning. or turn it over to Coach Brown.
All righty, good evening. Come on, good evening. All right, I know you got food in your bellies, and I know you inductees are a little scared because you got 20 minutes each coming up at this microphone in a few minutes, but really not, because if you go 20 minutes each, you're probably going to see people going out the door. But let me say this, I've got some thank yous I have for our staff a little bit later. I'm going to save that for the end, but it is an honor, it is a privilege to stand before you. Inductees, I hope you understand that many of you laid the foundations for your respective sports so that our athletes today can enjoy it. And yes, we've been blessed. As Dr. Hicks just mentioned, single largest gift by one individual was just given to Southern Arkansas University in the millions of dollars that was just mentioned. And if you drive around campus tomorrow, you'll see some of those facility enhancements already taking place. With the baseball stadium going to full turf and some new things there, and softball stadium going to full turf. But we're not done. We actually have a few more announcements to make in the upcoming months as we work through some things. And I think you'll be really excited that many of you in this room, matter of fact, probably all of you in this room, your sport will be touched in one way or the other. And so just stay tuned. Let me do this real quick. Where my coaches, the coaches in the room, will you stand? Just stand real quick. Any coach. I think it's important for our Hall of Fame inductees to see this group of young men and women that we have before us. These guys, these ladies, they work extremely hard. Where's athletic training at? There we go, Jan. Now, come on now. These folks work really hard, and we are proud of them. But also, I hope you understand, inductees, they tell your story daily. I promise you. As a matter of fact, I walked around with two different athletes today that coaches said, I just talked about you. I just told your story earlier. Our coaches still tell your story. And so I hope you understand your impact is it didn't just end when you played here. Okay? It's probably like a good fishing story. We are in the South, right? Those fish go from this big to this big to this big, or deer. But they're telling your story still today. That is a legacy. When you left your legacy here, and these coaches, they do. So coaches, thank you. Inductees, thank you. Now, speaking of the enhancements, like I said, drive around tomorrow. I know many of you, some of you haven't been back in a long time. And if you drive around campus, you'll see the new dorms, the new buildings, the new athletic facility enhancements. That just goes to show you that Southern Arkansas is still thriving, that we're growing, that it's an awesome place to be. But that doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, we have a story to tell. I mean, and we do. And we have a good story to tell. And it starts with our athletic facilities. It starts with our athletic department. It starts with our coaches. It starts with the student athletes that we're able to bring to campus. It starts with the fact tomorrow there's going to be 6,000 people in those stands. It's going to be hot, okay? But it's going to be packed. And people are going to be cheering and having a good time, all for the same reason. All right, because we're mule riders, and that's something to be proud of, and we're glad you guys are all here, and we get to honor you. We're going to turn it over here in a minute, and like I said, I can't wait to hear the stories. And I have to do this. Coach Goodhart is here, and I know many of y'all are going to talk about your mentors, and you're going to thank them. And I think we've learned in this life that you just got to say thank you. So Coach Goodhart, thank you. Because I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't you. I wouldn't be at Southern Arkansas University, and I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't because of you. And so I look forward to hearing people talk about those that made an impact in their life, because it's true and it's real. And a lot of these coaches in these rooms, they get into it for the right reason. We always hear the stories of the coaches that really aren't into it for the right reason. These coaches are. These coaches in the back of the rooms are making an impact daily. And I can't wait to hear your stories here tonight. Some of these, maybe some of these people in here have impacted some of the inductees tonight. And I'm looking forward to hear that. But at this time, I am going to turn it over to Jeff, because you're not here to listen to me ramble. We're here to honor you, and can't wait to do that. So I'm going to turn it back over to Jeff Harrington. Jeff?
And y'all did not come here to hear me ramble either, but I want to say this to the inductees. if you are a Golden Era athlete, I had nothing to do with who is a Golden Era and who is a regular Era, trust me, because it offends me that the people who are Golden Eras are either my age or even some of you are a little bit older than me. So I'm right there with you when it comes to that. But we've got some great inductees, and we're going to get right to them right now because I know this is what you came to hear. Our first inductee this evening is Golden Era athlete Sherman Evans. A native of Dallas, Texas, Sherman Evans' name sits among the fastest in a storied history of the Mulerider men's track and field program. Evans was a key part of history in the 1991 season as his blazing efforts as the anchor leg of SAU's 4x100 meter relay team earned the squad a national runner-up finish, the highest postseason result by any group or team in department history. That 91 campaign saw Evans earn all Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference honors as a sprinter, in addition to All-American acclaim following the Mulerider's silver finish in the 4x100 relay. The following year was one of the most successful in department history, and Evans found himself in the middle of it as a member of the Mulerider's 1992 4x100 meter relay national championship unit, the program's first and only gold medal podium finish. Evans again garnered All-League and All-American honor recognition, and his speed remains among the program's standard decades later. During his time in Magnolia, Evans delivered multiple 8+ podium finishes in sprint events in each of his final 2 seasons, and every year I hear Coach Dan Veach talk about Sherman Evans. Sherman Evans. I cannot wait to hear Sherman Evans tonight, to hear what he has to say, to see if what Coach Veach said was actually true. But ladies and gentlemen, Golden Era athlete representing Mulerider men's track and field, Mr. Sherman Evans.
Good evening, everyone. All right, I'm not gonna hold you guys long. I got about 3 stories I can tell. The time I was down here. Well, when I first got down here, I didn't think this was the place I wanted to be. I think like the second or third day, a couple of guys that was on the track team, we walked to the store. Somebody threw something out the window. And they bust right by us. So I got back to the room, got on the call moms. Moms, you got to come get me. They throwing stuff at us. Because I'm from the city, I'm from Dallas. I was like, this is not going to work. And so she's like, no, you going to stay. Like that, go talk to Coach Veach and tell him what happened. And I'm not coming to get you. So I ended up here having a great time, met some great people. Who's that? That's not me. Okay. It sounded like it. So once we got to meet everybody, we had our meeting down at the track. Everybody get to introduce themselves and tell what they run, and everybody wanted to exaggerate their times. Hey, what you run? I run the 100. I run a 10-2. But once we get on the track and you see their form, you don't run a 10-2. So we was all nervous in there, and like I said, we all became a family while we was running. So we actually, if you ran the hurdles, you high jump, you long jump, the whole team was there clapping you on. Trying to get you. Even before we had our first home meet, and then when I saw the track, I fell in love with the track because it was blue. And they changed the color. I wish they turned it back. So that's what you see when you ride by the highway. So before our first meet, we was at Magnolia High School. We was at the store. y'all come see us run, you know, trying to get everybody down there. Sure enough, our first meet, we had a pretty good crowd down there. And Coach Beach was like, where are the people coming from? And they was like, well, all of this stuff over here wasn't here. It was all the cows up here. I gotta tell y'all about I gotta tell y'all about that too. So yeah, we was down there in the track. It was pretty crowded. We had the football players, basketball players, everybody came out to see us run. Before I get about the track meet, I practiced. So we all down at the track, and man, those cows had stirred it up real bad. So I get down there, I tell Coach Veach, I said, I can't run. All this smell is taking my breath away. I can't run like this. I'm just like, so Kevin, he's one of my team buddies. I was like, man, are y'all used to this? We don't smell this at home. I was like, this is too strong. It's cutting my wind off. I said, I can't do it. Coach V said, I'll be all right. You get used to it. Don't worry about it. Let's go and hit some laps. Right there. I said, Coach, I can't do it, man. So, yeah, so the campus is beautiful, but the cows, I don't know where y'all put them, but hey, it's good because, you know, like during the football game, soon as they hit that cannon, them cows stir it up. I'm just like, oh, man, this is embarrassing. You know, everybody come down here to see you, you know, participate and run. So our first track meet, we out there running, doing pretty good. This was a college here, Ambassador College. Never heard about them before in my life. They had this real tall guy. I can't remember his name, but y'all know Rocky, Ivan Drago? That's what he looked like. And he was like big. I mean, he was cut up. So I was just like, hey, man, we going to have to do something in this relay. Because this guy, he runs ankle leg. So I was the tallest on my 4x1 my freshman year. So, hey, but we was pretty quick. So Hamp ran first. I think Kevin was on second, I was on third, and we had Carlos at anchor this meet. Coach Veach moved us around a lot to, you know, try to see where we can get the fastest time. So we took out pretty good. I'm running third, so every time I look at Hamp. Hamp catch the first guy in front of him, we gonna do good. So Hamp took out pretty good. I get the stick. Gave it to Carlos, and I think I kept running halfway down the thing, and I was in front of people that was still coming. I was so excited. First meet, we used to good. We ended up winning. We won the track meet. We did pretty good. I think we won our own track meet here. And Coach B was pretty excited. And we after that, we was doing pretty good the rest of the year. Then we get to nationals, and man, you talking about some nervous guys. We drove the bus down there, me, Kevin, Hamp, Carlos, and we ran against well, pretty much the conference, but we had a team that was very fast, the Suzu Pacific. We ran against them my freshman year in nationals, and in my second year when we ran in Canada. They had two twin guys, and they ran a 10-2 and a 10-1. They were twin brothers. They ran on the Nigerian Olympic team. So we get to Stephenville. We super nervous. Like I said, we came out, we got second. The next year, we go to Canada, meet the same guys. Best massage I ever had when I was in Canada. Out of the tent, they rub your feet, the back of your ears, and I put my warm-up suit on and my windbreaker, which is one we had, and the coach can tell you, I earned that windbreaker. Every track meet I earned it. I have a crease in my jacket and my pants because we wanted to look good, and then we ended up on the news in Canada. Pretty awesome, you know. And so at the meet, Semifinals, we ended up with the fastest time in the semifinal. So we always try to run to get a good lane. So we end up in semifinals, lane 4 in the finals. And man, like I said, I was super nervous. So I'm bouncing around, y'all. So I'm like, Keith Smith was coming. And I got the stick on third, and I took it to Marcus Murphy. I think Marcus Murphy's in the hall also. And man, I think I was running so fast. I think Coach V, I heard him holler. Somebody hollered, told me to stop running because when I gave him the stick, I got my hands up in the air. I think we had a picture. I couldn't find it, but I mean, I'm right behind him, and he's halfway down the track. Somebody telling me to stop because we can get disqualified if I go across before everybody else. I was that excited. I was hauling tail, gone like that. And but before I went to Canada, that's where I met my wife. My wife is here, y'all, and my daughter. I want to thank y'all for coming. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Before we went, I went to the mall trying to find me some clothes to go to Canada. And we still together today. Thank you, baby. So we that was a good time. So that's my second story. So here we go. I got one more for you guys. So I heard a lot of things about the mule kick and who started it and where it came from. So on our first practice, we was down there and we were doing starts. We do 3 with the gun and 3 without. So we always try to come up with something. So we ended up, we was like, hey man, what we gonna do before we run? So we do our jumps. We do stretches before we get down in the blocks. And so we said we gotta come up with something. So when coach is up in the stands with the clock, he'll know what lane we are in. So so we doing the starts, and Coach V said, on your march. So we jumping around, me, Kevin, Sutton, Hamp. We back down in the blocks. I can't show y'all here, but we back down. Before we get in, take my coat, we kick. We do the mule. We like, Coach like, what is that? We like, Coach, that's the mule kick. So you'll know what lane we in. If you, cause they used to give Coach a paper like this with all the heats and stuff like that, but the lanes wouldn't be on it. So Coach he up in the stands, and that's what he looked for. Cause one of us gonna do it. If it was several of us in the same heat, he looked and he know. He like, and it just tore him up. He just like, I can't believe that, you know, that's what y'all do. So we had the girls doing it, everybody done it. And that's where the mule kick started with us, our freshman year. And Kevin Sutton, just right there, he was in the first race. So we all was waiting. We like, man, he got to do it. So sure enough, when they said, on your march, Kevin got down, the mule kick, Coach Veach fell out laughing. He said, I can't believe it. He was like, I don't know if he got Kevin's time, but it tickled him so much. But yes, Kevin is the one who started the mule kick, everyone. So, like I say, that's where it comes from. And I think the football team said they started it, but we started it in '91. We was the originators of it. So, if anybody asks, we started, the track team in '91 started, the silver medalists. So, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the committee for picking me and the fellow inductees. So with all of that being said, y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Yeah.
Couple of things. There's only about 3 or 4 people in here, Sherman, who can claim they ran a 10-2. And if anybody else does it, they're lying. I think I can pick out maybe the 3 or 4 that can do that. So anyway, also just learn, the guys who are coming up here and gals after Sherman, remember, introduce your family. It'll serve you well when you go back to your table. Introduce your family. All right, let's get on to our next inductee, another Golden Era athlete, Michael George. Michael George played a key part of Southern Arkansas men's track and field jump to national notoriety. A native of Texarkana, Arkansas, George set the standard for Mulerider jumpers in the mid-1980s. George's 1984 and 1985 seasons are 2 of the most dominant ever recorded by a Mulerider in the sand and aided an SAU squad that claimed Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference hardware each year. An all-league honoree following both campaigns was just the start for George, whose impact on the program expanded to the national stage. The AIC's back-to-back triple jump champion in 84 and 85, George competed in the NAIA National Championship both seasons. In his first, he broke the program's triple jump record with a mark of 49 feet 9 inches to earn a bronze medal podium finish and a first-team All-America honor as well. He added a second All-America plaudit to the long jump event, nailing 23 feet to place 6th. George's efforts pushed the Muleriders to a 4th-place team finish, its highest ever at the national championship. A year later, George grabbed a 3rd All-America award with a 5th-place triple jump result of 48.6 1/4, as SAU placed tied for 10th at the national championship to become the first program in department history with back-to-back top 10 finishes nationally. Now, Michael may not remember this. I had several classes with Michael. We used to play intramural football against him. His recollection of intramural football and mine are a lot different. Trust me of that. But Michael George, he was a great guy there. He is a deserving honorees. So, ladies and gentlemen, Golden Era athlete representing Mulerider men's track and field, Mr. Michael George. While Michael comes up, if you got family back home, we failed to mention this, you can shoot them a text. This is streaming live on the Mulerider Athletics YouTube page. Go to YouTube, Mulerider Athletics, and your family can watch this. Sherman, if we forgot to do that, you can text them. They can watch the replay. So anyway, so you can go back and watch it later. But anyway, do that. Michael, all yours.
Thank you very much. All right, now, this is going to be short and quick. I only have 5 stories to tell y'all. First off, I did not want to come to SAU. This was a place where everybody from Texarkana decided to come. So I went to Jonesboro, Arkansas. And you think it was funny being here. Jonesboro was bad in '81. So anyway, I got homesick, and a friend of mine, a roommate, Anthony Brigham, he wrote a letter to me. He said, man, let's go to SAU. I said, really? He said, yeah, let's go to SAU. So, best move I ever made. I walk in the gym, right? And I've been this height since 10th grade, 11th grade. I'm 5'8". Sometimes I say 5'8 and a half, but it's really 5'8". So my first love was basketball. So I'm asking the guys, hey man, can I go up with you? Nah, we got our team. I asked this guy, can I go up with you? Nah, we got our team. So in between the game, I bounced the ball off the floor, caught it over the shoulder, 5'8", behind the back. Say, man, you want to play? Now, this is my final story. I led the state of Arkansas in the long jump, and I had a friend girl, and I was going to a track meet in Atlanta, Texas, and she says, my homeboy's gonna beat you. I said, nah. She said, yes, he is. I said, what's his name? She said, Sammy Epps. I didn't know what Sammy Epps. Sammy Epps turned out to be one of my best friends, superstar on our team, and there's my lovely wife, Pam, right there. Thank y'all.
Thought you were going to forget, Michael. Come on up. Come on back. Come on back. All right. Our next inductee, still in the golden era, is Val Morris. Before SAU Sports Hall of Famers Nick Lewis and Carrance Higgins made their mark as mule riders, there was Shreveport native Val Morris, who set the standard for all other SAU pass catchers to follow. In the early 1990s, Morris could be found on the gridiron, showcasing his exceptional pass-catching abilities, but he could rarely be caught. The speedy wideout hauled in a then-program record 151 passes over 4 seasons from 1990 to 1993, set a single-game receiving yards record with 216 versus Howard Payne in 1992, and became the second wide receiver in program history to cross over 2,000 career receiving yards. His 838 yards receiving in 1993 set a program record, and he is one of only 2 in the modern era of which he became the first to record 2 seasons of 750 yards receiving. Moore's career ended with 16 receiving touchdowns, the third most by at any time by any mule rider pass catcher. All of Morris's records held for at least a decade, and the Pelican State native remains in the top 5 in nearly every major receiving category. His prowess on the outside earned him all Arkansas Intercollegiate Conference honors in 3 different seasons, which included a unanimous first-team selection in 1993, a first-team honor as a wideout, and a second-team plaudit as a punt returner in 1992. His 493 career punt return yards were the third most at the conclusion of his career, and he was the first mule rider to record 2 seasons of 25 or more punt returns. A 2-time NAIA All-District 17 selection, Morris was named NAIA Honorable Mention All-America as a wide receiver in both 1992 and in 1993. He also attended camp with both the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins in 1994 and 96, and eventually began playing in the Arena League back home for the Shreveport Bossier Battle Wings from 2001 to 2003. And Val Morris did all of this, and he probably will say this, when they didn't throw the ball 50 or 60 times a game. So, ladies and gentlemen, representing the golden era and mule rider football, Mr. Val Morris.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank God, who's head of my life, my family, my beautiful wife, Angela, my mom, who's 82 years old, she's here with me, my nephew and niece, and my frat brother, Donald Brewer. All right, let's get to it. So when I arrived here at Southern Arkansas, 1990, August the 7th, for tour day practice. I don't know if you younger guys remember tour days. That's when you was having practice in the morning and having to go back that evening. So when I arrived, I knew someone from Shreveport, which was Sean Washington. Sean Washington and I played Little League football, and we played against each other in high school. I went to Fairport, he went to Captain Shreve, and he was here at Southern Arkansas. So he was one of the reasons why I chose Southern Arkansas. So as I said, when I arrived, I was 150 pounds, soaking wet. And when we got to tour days, I was asking Sean, because I'm seeing all these guys when we was going into the door. I'm seeing all these big guys. I'm like, what position he play? He was like, defensive back. And he's 6 foot, 180 some pounds. So the next guy came in. I said, what position he play? He's like, defensive back. So when I came, I didn't really have any expectations, you know. So then I saw Brewer. Brewer was all big and, you know, muscular. I was like, what position he play? Defensive back. So I was like, I better get some expectation. He's some big boy. So as we started practicing, for those that watched me play, I was what you consider an elusive guy. You know, I was very shaky. I was very, very elusive, you know, when I'm catching the ball and running after the catch. So I did well doing that, but I think I got that elusiveness from when I was young. So when I was young, when I was being mischievous, and you know how back in the day we got whoopings. So, so Mom was one of the ones, when she'll say something, she'll say it about 3 times, and of course it's me, I'm being a hardhead. But after that 3rd time, she would just pick some up and swing at you. So after a while, I started watching how she swing. So when she swing, I would do the Matrix. Lean back and make her miss. And so she would have to chase me around the house before I get a whooping. So I think that's where my elusiveness came from. Thanks, Mom, for that. So you got me in the hall. But I really enjoyed my time here. When I came, we didn't really, like he said, we didn't throw the ball. We was a veer offense. We ran the option. And I knew, you know, when my numbers were called, I had to catch the ball and make something happen. And so a lot of times, that's what I did. That's where my numbers come from. You know, I was always a run after the catch guy. And then, of course, I made my mark, you know, returning punts and kicks. So, and I really love returning punts and kicks because, again, I like making guys miss. You know, I could shake a guy out of his pants, help him pick him back up, and then take off again. That's how elusive I was. So, but like I said, I really enjoy punt returns. A lot of times I would tell the guys, because we would do what they call setting up a wall. I used to tell them in the huddle, hey, set the wall up. I'm gonna come around the corner like Superman with his cape on. Just all I need you to do is set the wall. A lot of times that will happen and it works. But then again, do y'all remember when Superman was Clark Kent and he had the suit on? I was Clark Kent because sometimes they'll leave me hanging. I was getting slammed when I come around the corner. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed my mark. I really enjoyed being impactful here for the Southern Arkansas Muleriders. I don't know if you all know this, but from my years, we didn't have a losing season. My first year, I think we was 8-3-1, and we end up going to the Aztec Bowl. And I don't know if I'm the only player that have experienced that to get a bowl bid. Matter of fact, I think I brought it. We have a bowl ring from Mexico City, the Aztec Bowl ring. So that was one of my fondest accomplishments here. Like I said, we didn't have a losing season, and every year I would get better because, you know, I was with a lot of talent around here at Southern Arkansas, and I must say, Coach Toomey, he was our head coach at the time, Coach Adcox, Coach Buck. We had a lot of great coaches, and they really set me up for success. And I used to get mad because, you know, when you run that option all the time, you know, always having to block and, you know, and running down the field, but knowing that I wasn't going to catch it until 3rd down, 2nd or 3rd down. But when they did come call my name, I was ready. I really enjoyed my time here. The faculty was wonderful. The people were so nice. And I'm going to say this too, you know, a lot of and I'm speaking about the Golden area. So during our time, we got a lot of perks. It wasn't no NIL deals back then. But I remember going to Easy Mart. Easy Mart was on the corner. I can walk down there and it's like, hey, man, hey, how you doing? I can get some nachos for free. Yeah, so, And another good thing, and I don't know if Mom remember this, my dad and my mom, that's another thing about them. They came to every game, every single game from when I was fifth grade, 10 years old, all the way to college. My dad, he even came, he's deceased now, and he's looking down on me. I hope he's proud of me. But he came to Mexico, to our Aztec Bowl. So I was very proud of that. But back to the perks. So my dad, it used to be a cable company on the corner. And, my dad set me up for cable, but I don't know how the manager knew who I was, but after a month, I wasn't paying no cable bill. So it wasn't NIL, but it was a perk. But I would like to thank the committee for choosing me. I hope I fared you all well, as a student athlete here, and just like to say thanks. Good night.
A couple of things, Val. There's 3 other people in this room who are at that Aztec Bowl. Myself, Ken Cole, and Houston Taylor. So, Donald Brewer, that's right. So there's 5. I want a picture after it's over. Aztec Bowl reunion. How about that? I don't have a ring. We'll just use yours. One other thing, too. Our compliance officer's here, Val, but the statute of limitations has expired on all that stuff you talked about. So we're good. We're good. Sage, forget you heard anything. All right, what happens in the rental center stays in the rental center. All right, our next inductee is a modern era athlete who is scared to death about what I might say about her, but I'm going to stick to the script. Our next inductee, modern era athlete, Brooke Goad. No other female athlete in the history of Southern Arkansas University brought more notoriety or intensity to the department than Waxahachie, Texas native Brooke Goad. The most decorated female athlete in the history of the Muleriders, Goad was a key catalyst for Mulerider softball's rise to national prominence as her illustrious career in Magnolia stands as one of the best ever in all of collegiate softball. The Texans showcased a plate prowess unmatched at the NCAA Division II level and arguably in the history of NCAA softball. She finished her celebrated Mulerider career as the Division II career leader, not the SAU, the Division II career leader in home runs 90, walks 218, as well as the single-season Division II record holder in those categories as well, 32 home runs, 91 walks, and that happened in the year of 2018. Never a stranger to adversity, Goad's impressive career numbers did not come without hardship. Battling back from multiple knee injuries, Goad's final season in Magnolia was nothing short of remarkable. That year, which saw the Muleriders earn a trip to their second World Series appearance in three seasons, and was one that saw Goad tabbed as a consensus first-team All-America honoree. She was responsible for setting 9 single-season program hitting records, which included slugging percentage, on-base percentage, games played, runs scored, RBIs, home runs, total bases, walks, and intentional walks, an output that helped her finish her career as the sole owner of 9 career program hitting records, all of which still remains in sole possession of. Basically, the SAU record book is her autobiography, is what we're trying to say here. In all, Goad finished her 5 seasons, which included 238 games as a Mulerider, with a .365 career average as a result of 245 career hits. Of those base knocks, 143 went for extra bases, as she added 51 doubles to her absurd home run total to slug .849 for her career. She scored 262 runs and recorded 213 runs batted in. Goad posted an on-base percentage of .534 behind 218 free passes and 29 hit by pitch. A multiple-time All-America, All-Region, and All-Conference honoree, Goad, who appeared in Sports Illustrated's Faces in the Crowd in May of 2018, was named to the GAC's All-Decade team in January of 2020. Following her playing career, Goad served as an assistant coach for the Mulerider softball program for 4 seasons. She helped lead SAU to 134 wins, 3 GAC regular season championships, and 3 NCAA regional tournament appearances. And she also played the music at all the football and basketball and volleyball games in her spare time. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, modern era athlete representing Mulerider softball, Miss Brooke Goad.
All right, I think Jeff said enough for everybody in here. Oh, well, like some of us, I didn't know about coming to SAU either. Came on a visit with my parents, grew up close to Dallas, Texas, and lived a little bit of a city life out there too. So I came out here and walked around, and I know I say back then, not the golden era, sorry guys, but there also was a whole lot of nothing here too then. But first, I just want to say thank you to everyone that had a hand in blessing me with this incredible honor. I think that's truly something people don't realize with this town, this community that surrounds the campus. There are so many people that do not only for the campus, the athletes, but the students as well. That kind of goes unseen behind closed doors. Being a coach, being a part of some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, I got to see a little bit of that. So thank you. Before I kick this off, I guess I'll just say where it all started, right? 22 years ago, I made the decision to focus fully on softball rather than soccer. Thank God, am I right? The good Lord knows how long my knees would have held together if I chose to play soccer. And that sure wouldn't have been anything if it wasn't for Ken Cole. So Ken Cole, everything that you did for me, you know, I can't thank you enough. I spent more time in the athletic training room than I think I did out at the field. So we got pretty close, pretty comfortable. When I made the decision to play softball, my dad asked me, you know, what number do you want to be? I think we all kind of got to that point, you know, where we started out. And I didn't know. You know, I asked my mom in the kitchen, I was like, you know, I wasn't sure on a number. I asked her, you know, I didn't want to be something original. I didn't want 00 or 1 or 4 or something like that. So I asked her how old she was. You're not supposed to ask a woman how old she is, but, you know, and I guess I should have known how old my mom was, but I was 8, so give me a break. She told me she was 44, and from then on, it solidified my number for the rest of my career. Everywhere I went, I was 44. Didn't matter if it was travel ball or if it was one team or the other. It was always 44. You know, we always talk about our careers and everything like that, but we don't talk about the people that helped us get to that career. No matter where I went or what team I played for, my parents were always there. The long car rides, tournaments, hotels, you name it, they did it. Most importantly, they fed me, so thank you. Thank you. Everyone here can attest to how much, you know, it costs to have a student athlete. You know, some of us have kids, stuff like that, and it costs a lot of money, especially nowadays. Almost countless knee surgeries, they paid for them. I tell everybody that when I turned 26 and got off their insurance, that I think the insurance company probably threw a small party. But all sincerity, I wouldn't be remotely close to the athlete or the person I am today without their love, support, and dedication to me, my craft, the lessons they always took me to. I know it wasn't always easy getting off work, taking me to practice when you probably wanted to go home and just sit on the couch. So I can't imagine what the toll took on you during all that. Most importantly, the toll took on you when it was over. So thank you. 2014, I started my career here before Jason got here, and we had a hell of a career. It was a good season. We had a first season that we were okay. We won our first conference championship, conference tournament. And then he left and went somewhere else, and they told us that we were getting the coach from Northwestern State University. And that was the only team that really kicked our butt that season. And they told us that was going to be our head coach. And I remember our little group chat, we were like, oh man, that guy, really? The guy that ran across the field after they beat us on a hit, that guy? And I was like, yeah, that guy. Well, I called that guy. I didn't know, I wasn't anybody, right, but I wanted to see who this guy was, right? So I gave him a call and I said, Coach, I had intentions of, who are you? Called him and I was like, what is your plan? What's your game plan? What do you got for us? He's like, well, go. We're just going to figure it out. It's like, we're not going to have morning weight room time practices. And I was like, oh, sold. Sold. That's my man right there. We're not having morning weights. God, how do you can't like the guy? Go on. What do you mean? And from then on, he stuck with me. That was the first time I tore my ACL out of 3 times. Countless times he stuck with me. Tore it again, not even a year later, after 2015, sat out that year, which not too mad about it. I got that year back, and it was an awful year. Not that great. Then came back in 2016, rode it all the way to Denver, baby. We rode it to Denver, and I'll never forget that first year, that first tournament, Bentonville. It was cold. It was so cold. And they canceled our last 2 games because they said our bats were too hot. Or our bats are illegal. No, we're just good. Hate to say it, but we can just hit, Defense, we're okay, but we can hit. Hey, we can hit. If you can hit, you can go anywhere, baby. So Coach came up to our hotel room and told us we need to pack it up and head back a day early because no one wanted to play us. You don't really hear that in college, right? Like, no one wants to play you. Like, so you don't want to play somebody? Well, show up, find out. Let's see what you got. But they didn't want that smoke, so it's all right. So we packed it up and we went home, and that kind of set the tone for us in 2016. We were a team of what looked like some corn-fed kids, minus the 2 outfielders in center and left, but whatever. And we had a hell of a year. We rode it out. We went all the way to Denver, and it was the first time in SAU's women's history that a women's college team had went to a World Series. It was an incredible year. From Coach giving us bunt signs, missing them, and hitting a dinger instead, which I guess if you get a bunt sign, miss it. The only way to make up for it is to hit it over the fence, right? Then 2017 rolled around, and I tore my ACL for the 3rd time. Ken Cole, bless his heart. He probably didn't know what he was signing up for when he became an athletic trainer until me, but behind closed doors, it was a lot of adhesive spray, and my football guys, baseball guys, everybody knows adhesive spray, rip your skin off. Oh, man. And we taped it, we sprayed it, and we taped it, and we sprayed it, we taped it, and then we put a knee brace on top of it, and we made it work, and I played without an ACL in 2017. And it was a tough ride, but we made it, and I went home, and I had surgery. And it was a tough surgery. Not very many people know that at that point in time in my life was probably the most weakest I've ever been. And that's not something that athletes really talk about, right? We always talk about how we always have the good times and things like that, but, it broke me. There wasn't a physicality thing that I couldn't overcome 3 ACL surgeries. All right, we have surgery, we go to rehab, we do this. It's what athletes do, We find a way to figure it out. But mentally, it broke me down in an aspect I was not accustomed to. So I did what I knew best to do, and that was to get on my knees and pray. I asked God what I needed to do. If it was time for me to hang up my cleats, I was ready to accept that. And I didn't know this at the time, but he was breaking me down and molding me to the athlete and to the person that I needed to be, to get me ready for a season unlike any other. I decided that I was going to go ahead and see a psychologist, something else people don't like to talk about. So I went to rehab every day for my knee, and I saw a lovely person that helped me figure out what was going on in my head, and at the end of it all, I had a season like 2018. So all glory be to God for everything that I've accomplished in my career. I'll conclude with this. I know we're supposed to get up here and tell a bunch of stories and stuff, but I can have those for later. This is a small bit on a picture that's much larger. Yeah, we all have the accolades and everything like that, but Those accolades aren't solely based off on talent. I wasn't nearly as successful as I was if it weren't for the women and the men that stood beside me. If they weren't there doing their jobs and being successful, then I wouldn't have had those opportunities to go out there and be successful as well. Jason Anderson and all that man single-handedly has to deal with, God bless you. From people saying that we were using illegal bats, to bunt signs, but hitting a dinger, to feeding us ice cream when you probably wanted to smash your head into a wall. Yeah, he's an immovable force that will always stand proudly in the back, shaking a fence or two at it, but no other dedicated human like him. Our athletic director, our band director who was at all the games, Ken Cole, Jeff and Shannon. You know, our community is a big part that played a role in our success, I have to say. Our community was there every day in, day out, whether it was cold, passing out hot chocolates and blankets, or whether it was 110 degrees out, passing out popsicles, and Miss Julia with her rally suckers, you know. They were always there. They followed us all the way to Virginia in 2018, and you can't do it without them. And that just goes to the unspoken thing about the community that SAU has and that provides our student athletes. This program and the people that surrounded it are a big part of our success. And I know it's still true to this day. You can see it around in this campus and everything that they do. We've come pretty far from a field out in a field with a deer stand for a press box. But I'm honored to be up here and standing before you. Congratulations to the other inductees, and thank you for this awesome.
Brooke, by the way, Coach Anderson still runs across the field after the games. He just doesn't run quite as fast as he did in 2014. Before we get to our next inductee, I would like to ask all of our past inductees, if you're a member of the SAU Sports Hall of Fame, we started this in 2003. If you're in attendance tonight, I would ask you please stand at this time and be recognized. I see Dan Veach, Sammy Epps, Sylvester, Coach Goodhart, Cotton Staten, Houston, and Ken Cole here. So congratulations, guys, once again. All right, I'm going to have to take a deep breath before I read this next inductee. Jonathan said he had to make the font smaller to get it all on one page, so if I miss some words, it's because the font is too small, even with my cheaters on. Our next inductee tonight, modern era athlete, Carrance Higgins. Searcy, Arkansas native Carrance Higgins remains in the natural state when it came time to take his talents to the collegiate level, and to say the Muleriders benefited would be a vast understatement. A two-sport star for Southern Arkansas over the course of his career, it was Higgins' 2018 year which resulted in arguably the most dominant 12-month calendar stretch of any athlete in department history. Higgins captured the Great American Conference High Point Award at the League Track and Field Championship in April, competed in 2 events at the National Championship in May, and was named a Harlan Hill Trophy Award finalist, the top honor in Division II football, and the first Mulerider to reach the final ballot in December. That spring, Higgins won the 200-meter and long jump individual titles at the GAC Championships, was a member of SAU's championship-winning 4x100 anchor leg and 4x400 third leg relay teams, and he totaled 33 points and helped the Muleriders claim the program's first conference championship in its NCAA era. He added those successes to a GAC long jump title in 2016, in addition to running the third leg of the GAC winning 4x400 team in 2019. In all, Higgins finished his track career as an 11-time All-GAC first-team honoree and a 2-time All-GAC second-team honoree, with 17 career individual events, 21 career relay event wins, and 66 podium finishes across individual and relay events. A 4-time GAC Athlete of the Week, 3 times in track, once in field, Higgins competed in both the 2016, the 200-meter and the long jump, and 2019, 100 and 200-meter national championship meets, earning all-region honors in both sprint events his final year. That's just track. Let's go to football now. In the fall of 2018, Higgins orchestrated one of the program's most prolific receiving seasons by placing his name atop a pair of prestigious records with 198 career receptions and 2,969 yards receiving. His 1,150-yard receiving campaign, the second most ever in a single season, made him just the second wideout to reach that yard mark in program history, and he is one of only two to catch 30 touchdowns in a career. He became just the second SAU wide receiver in the program's NCAA Division II era, which started in 1995, to be named an All-America performer. A unanimous All-GAC first-team selection and an All-Region honoree, Higgins concluded his senior season with 73 catches for 1,150 yards and 9 touchdowns and added 190 yards on 8 kickoff returns. One of the nation's biggest receiving threats, Higgins recorded 26 plays of 25 or more yards that season, while 42 of his 73 catches went for a first down, including 7 of his touchdown grabs. He finished a single reception shy of the single game record and posted the second most receiving yards in a single game in a career best effort at Southwestern Oklahoma State. Since his departure from Magnolia, Higgins has played multiple seasons of professional football, both indoors and outdoors, most recently with the Billings Outlaws of the Arena Football League. Higgins has played in the Spring League and the Champions Indoor Football League, where he was named the league's Offensive Player of the Year with the Gillette Mustangs in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, modern-era athlete representing Mulerider football and Mulerider men's track and field, Mr. Karance Higgins.
There's a lot of people in here. I mean, if you know me, you know that I don't like to public speak, whatever, so it's going to be quick. I'm just thankful for the Keppels to come to Cersei and give me the opportunity to come down here at SAU. I'm thankful for the community at SAU to make it feel like a home down here. I'm thankful for my family. This is a lot. I'm thankful for my family to make me keep motivating me to be better, and I'm thankful for y'all to put me in this spotlight right here. A lot of people deserve it. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But I'm here. I'm here with my sister and my nephews and my son. To everybody else that's getting inducted, y'all worked hard. In the dark, in the light. People don't know, but yeah. Good luck. I think that's all. So I'm gonna walk up the stage. See y'all.
Karance, with all I just read about you, you didn't just say anything, buddy. You didn't need to say a word. Speaks for itself. And also, probably even with that knee brace on, you can probably outrun half the people in this room from watching you play. No question about it. All right, let's move on to our next inductee from the modern era, Mulerider athlete Brittany Wright Manley. Carlsbad, New Mexico native Brittany Wright Manley is not only one of the top Mulerider volleyball performers of the program's early rally scoring era, but one of the best to ever represent the Muleriders in over 5+ decades of program history. a two-time All-Gulf South Conference selection with first-team recognition in her senior season of 2003, as well as an All-Academic Team honoree. Wright was the first player in the program's rally scoring era to earn a superlative All-League accolade when she was named the 2003 GSC West Division Player of the Year. That season, Wright set the program record for points scored in a single season with 567, which remains the program's top mark. That total came as a result of a program record 4.5 points per set. Her 495 kills across 125 sets played that season remained the second most by a Mulerider in a single campaign, while her nearly 4.0 kills per set at 3.96 are the program standard. Wright's points and kills during the 03 season came behind an efficient effort on the attack as she posted the second highest attack clip, 334, in a single season in program history. That effort was highlighted by the best single match hit clip of 708, which Wright delivered on October 28th against Arkansas Tech. Despite her career at Southern Arkansas coming near the forefront of the rally scoring era, Wright remains inside the top 10 of 8 career categories, including kills, 903, kills per set, 3.31, attack attempts, 2.234, attack percentage, 2.87, block assist, 129, total blocks, 151, points, 1,022.5, and points per set, 3.75. If you don't know anything about volleyball, those are really, really good numbers, trust me. And when Brittany was playing, that was kind of my first real introduction to volleyball because of our relationship with Coach Lauren Dean at the time. And so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, modern era athlete representing Mulerider volleyball, Miss Brittany Wright Manley.
Good evening. Okay, I'm a little nervous. Get that out of the way. I'm not as funny as everybody else who has spoken, so I'm just going to read from my speech. I'm so honored to be here tonight. I'd like to take a few minutes to thank the people who helped me receive this honor. First, I would like to thank my mom for always finding a way to help me accomplish whatever goal I set out to achieve. Being a single mom to 4 kids and working multiple jobs, she made it quite difficult for her to get to me to all the practices and get me all the equipment so I could play whatever sport I wanted to play. Sometimes, or somehow, she always figured out a way, though. Watching her raise us taught me the value of working hard. I understood early on that life isn't always fair, and some people have to work harder to get the things they want. That has helped me in every aspect of my life. When I tore my ACL in high school and the doctor said I shouldn't play any sports anymore, she just took me to a different doctor. Even with the 3 knee surgeries within 5 years, she never once suggested I stop playing volleyball. She knew how much I loved it, and even when I wanted to give up, she encouraged me to stay with it. So, Mom, thank you for always encouraging me and being confident in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I'd also like to thank my high school coach, Coach Benson. I missed half of my sophomore year and all of my junior year due to injuries. And once I was released to practice, she spent all of the spring of my junior year giving me extra lessons after school. She even let me play in the Adult City League just so I could get some reps for senior year. I'd also like to thank my first college coach, Coach Allison Keeley. She recruited me late in the spring of my senior year when I was starting to doubt that I wouldn't get to play college. I'm thankful she saw something in me and took a chance. I'll also never forget one of the most memorable moments of my freshman year. It was after one of our games, and I actually got to play a lot of minutes. And I had a few kills, so I was feeling really good about myself. And I finally was like, wow, I can do this. I can play college ball. And so after the game in the locker room, she asked us, who do you think, which of you guys think you did well tonight? And so I raised my hand. I was like, yes. I can say this. I did well. And she goes, put your hand down. You're a freshman. You just got lucky. I said, and again, it's not something that, a response that you would hope for, but it did light a fire in me. And I realized I was always going to work harder so that no one could ever say that I just happened to have a good game. My sophomore year, we got a new coach, Shauna Laurendine, which a lot of you guys know here. And I will forever be grateful for her coaching and mentorship. And let me tell you, my sophomore year was rough. I'm not the easiest one to get along with. As Jan would say, I'm a little mouthy. I was a little mouthy, okay? And Coach Laurendine expected a lot from me, and she was clear in letting me know that she expected more from me. She'd push me to get better, didn't hesitate to put me in check. I don't know how many times I ran the farm road. A lot. And again, the smell of the cows, the amount of bugs you eat. And, you get a little nauseous, you want to throw up. And she'd just be riding on her bike, and she'd say, you better not stop. You better just keep going. So we did. But by my junior year, I was making progress and really developing into the kind of player that I wanted to be. And I know wholeheartedly that if Coach Laurendine hadn't been my college coach those last 3 years, I would not be standing here accepting this award. I'd also like to thank my husband, Chris Manley, who I met here in 2001. He was playing baseball, so we shared similar experiences, goals, and our passion for sports. In fact, he was the best ball boy at all of our home games. I don't know if it was for me or just the girls in spandex, but probably both. 23 years later, and he's still the one bragging to our 3 kids and basically anyone else about what I've accomplished. So Christopher, thank you for your support. I love watching our kids follow in our footsteps playing the sports that we love. And lastly, I'd like to thank this university. While I loved playing volleyball, I really enjoyed my classes and my professors. My years here hold some of my fondest, most fun, and probably most embarrassing moments. It's a small town, so when you do something, everybody knows about it. But when people ask the question, if you could go back to any time in your life, when would you choose? Well, that's an easy one for me. I'd play volleyball here all over again. SAU and Magnolia will always hold a special place in my heart, and this award tonight is just icing on the cake. Thank you all so much.
Brittany, if you have PTSD from the farm road, you can blame Steve Goodhart for he invented the farm road run here. And your husband will probably attest to that, 100%, 100%. All right. Our next inductee, modern era athlete Skylar Stromsmo. As successful academically as he was athletically, Alberta, Canada native Skylar Stromsmo proved to be one of the program's most versatile players on the field and in the classroom. Stromsmo's first season in Magnolia ended with the program's first championship, the 2006 Gulf South Conference tournament title of its NCAA membership and its second NCAA regional appearance. An all-GSC first-team selection in back-to-back seasons, Stromsmo earned the plaudits at 2 different positions, claiming the honor as an outfielder in 2006 and as a second baseman in 2007. In both of those seasons, Stromsmo received COSIDA Academic All-American honors as a third-team selection in 06 and as a first-team honoree in 07. His final season, Stromsmo became a Daktronics D2 CCA All-Region first-team selection. In his career at SAU, Stromsmo hit .331 with 30 doubles, 6 triples, 6 home runs, and 76 RBIs. He holds a top 10 career ranking in hit by pitch at 33 and includes a top 10 single season mark of 19. A speedster on the base paths, Stromsmo swiped a total of 103 bases and 117 career attempts for a success rate of 88%. His 103 career stolen bases ranked second all-time at SAU and make him one of just 3 players in program history to swipe 100-plus bags in a career. Additionally, in 2007, Stromsmo would steal a SAU single-season record 52 bases. He's one of 5 players to steal 4 bases in a single game and one of only 2 in program history to do it twice. Following his career as a Mulerider, the highly versatile Stromsmo signed with the San Francisco Giants as a free agent in 2007 and spent 9 seasons totaling 576 games played at 8 positions in the Giants organization, reaching as high as AAA Sacramento. He concluded his minor league career playing with 400 hits, including 75 doubles, 9 triples, and a dozen home runs, in addition to scoring 243 runs, collecting 123 runs batted in, drawing 221 walks, and stealing 60 bases. He impacted internationally as well, representing his home country of Canada in winning the gold medal at Pan Am Games in 2011 and 2015, with Stromsmo scoring the tying run on a wild game-ending sequence to secure the top podium spot in 15. Additionally, Stromsmo helped lead the Canadians to a bronze medal finish at the 2011 World Cup. Skylar, you were one of my boys' favorite players, and I hate to age you, but they're 23 and 27 now. They were just little guys then. Ladies and gentlemen, modern era athlete representing Mulerider baseball, Mr. Skylar Stromsmo.
All right, good evening. First of all, I'd like to just start by thanking my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, wouldn't be here today for sure. I'd like to thank the selection committee, all you that had a part of that one. It's quite an honor to be up here. Like the rest of the inductees here, you play your whole career to win games. It's all about winning. And to get an individual award along the way is really meaningful, so thank you very much. I'd like to thank my parents also. They aren't here today. As I said, I'm from Canada. They couldn't make it down. But for all the car rides, like Brooke was saying too, all the blood, sweat, tears, and constructive criticism in the backseat after games. Thankful to them. I'd like to thank my coaches as well. I know there's a couple in the building here. Coach Godfrey, Coach Gum, Browning, Pettigrew, Coach Duke, Victor Duke, he's back there. He used to be a baseball coach, wherever he's at. Trevor Orr as well. You guys all here at SCU had a big impact helping me just lay the foundation for the success I had afterwards as well. I'd like to thank the training staff. I know Jan's over there too, Coach Cole. My first year here, I broke my thumb, had a medical red shirt, so you guys get me back in the field there. I also broke my nose, but I thought that was a bad thing, but it actually worked out okay because my wife sitting at the table here, Rachel, is a tennis player. She saw me walking across campus with a white cast on my nose and thought I looked cute. So that actually worked out there in my favor. But yeah, for the training staff, like I said, I broke my thumb, broke my nose, and for helping me get back on the field, thank you for that. I'd also like to thank my teammates along the way. I know talked about I stole a lot of bases there. To steal a lot of bases, you have to have a lot of guys hitting behind you that are very selfless, that take a lot of pitches, so that I could steal some bases. Specifically, Jeremy Hambryce and Pat Hroby were two guys that their stats probably suffered. Their strikeouts definitely went up because of me, but thankful for them. And then lastly, my wife, thank for her. I met her here on campus, like I said. She's sitting there with my 2 boys there, and just for the support she's given me along the way. As I look back in my career, same deal. A lot of you guys have similar stories. You think, why SAU, right? I'm from Canada. Well, I'm a long ways away from my hometown. Well, I went to junior college in Kansas City, and I'll just tell you the quick story of how I came down here. So I was there for 2 years. During my second year, Coach Gum, Alan Gum, inductee from last year, I guess heard about me and decided he'd come up and watch me play. So him being down here, me in Kansas City, the halfway point, I guess, was Oklahoma. So we played a doubleheader in Oklahoma that day. And I don't remember too much about the day other than it was really windy. As you can imagine, Oklahoma really windy. Well, good news for me, the wind was howling out to left field. Gale force winds to left field. I do remember that. So in the doubleheader, I bunted for a hit, I stole a base, and I hit probably the farthest home run I've ever hit in my life to left field. You look at me, I'm not a home run hitter. You can see that, obviously. I didn't tell him, but that was the only home run I hit all season. So, yeah, that was a crazy experience. So as he started pursuing me, he said, well, man, this is quite the player. We've got a 5'2" guy here. He can run. He's obviously has power. And so he started courting me, as I'm sure a lot of the other athletes here had done too as well. So his main selling points were the new apartments on campus. I thought, okay, that's nice. This building right here, the Reynolds Center, was new. And he had a couple more things to say that he knew would hit home with me. See, I grew up in a small town. When I say small town, it's 50 people, all right? 50 people. I graduated with 16 on a school that was kindergarten through 12th grade, all right? Less than 200 people in the whole school, really small school. So Coach Gump said, you know what? I know you're from a small town. SAU, just this year, has a 24-hour Walmart. And we have the Cameo movie theater that you can go on dates. Well, I guess that's all it took, and I became a mule rider. But I could tell lots of stories, too, about the years. One of the biggest moments, too, was winning a championship in 2006. I've got a ring here as well, over there. The first one for baseball in the GSC, now GAC. I know Coach Goodhart had a whole bunch before then, but this GSC one started the trend. If any of you that haven't been to Coach Browning's office, take a gander in there and just see how many rings he's got laid across there. It's incredible. So the baseball program really took off there, and it was pretty neat to be a part of that one for sure. Yeah, I guess SAU obviously owed me a lot. Most importantly, it was meeting my wife for sure. She's American, unlike Sherman. Sherman went to Canada to get his wife. All right. Okay. I haven't seen those massages up in Canada, so anybody that's looking to travel there, I don't know where they're at that he was talking about. But yeah, he went to Canada. I came to the U.S. here, met my wife at SCU, have a family, obviously, and moved back to Canada again to work at our farm. But I'm so grateful for the opportunity that was provided for me here, the experiences, the memories, and yeah, once a mule rider, always a mule rider. So thanks again, guys.
Scholar, I got this sneaking suspicion that there's going to be a bunch of baseball players going to see Jan and Trevor this week to get their nose taped up and walk across campus in hopes they have the same story you do one day. If they're watching this, Coach Pettigrew, you might have to cut practice out a little bit early so they can go to the training room. All right. We've got one more to go. Before we do that, if you were on the committee, everybody just thank the committee. Let's see who they're thanking. If you're on the Hall of Fame committee and you're here tonight, would you please stand and be recognized as well? Some of the same guys who've already stood earlier are on that as well. There's Victor Duke, Coach Veach, Ken Cole, myself. Dan Gregory's on the committee, Coach Shupik, and I'm forgetting a lot of people that are on there, but it's a great committee, and we really put a lot of thought and effort into this, and we don't have too many arguments, do we, Coach Veach? But no, not at all. All right. Our final inductee tonight is modern era athlete Cedric Thornton. It was only fitting that the Mule Riders signed the Arkansas Delta product Cedric Thornton out of Star City, because by the time his run ended in Magnolia, the relentless defender had become a star destined for a successful career in the National Football League. A member of the D2Football.com all-decade second team, Thornton's successes in Mule Rider country included him spending a majority of his time in the opponent's backfield. The defensive lineman recorded 50 career tackles for loss, totaling 156 yards, to go along with the 13 quarterback hurries and a dozen career sacks, numbers that catapulted him into the upper echelon of defenders that wore the blue and gold. As a senior in his final season of 2010, Thornton, whose motor continually ran hot, recorded 52 total tackles with 13 tackles for loss, including 35 yards and 5 quarterback hurries in 8 games played. That season, Thornton was named a first-team All-Gulf South Conference performer, in addition to earning a pair of All-Region nods and a pair of All-American honors. The prior year, Thornton was named a consensus first-team All-America honoree following a season highlighted by an impressive 23 tackles for loss as part of 80 total tackles and 8.5 sacks, 7th all-time. Thornton currently ranks 6th all-time in program history with 12 total sacks. As a professional, Thornton spent his first 5 seasons, 4 active with the Eagles after joining the franchise as an undrafted free agent in 2011. He followed with 1 season as a member of the Dallas Cowboys, 1 year with the Buffalo Bills, and a short stint with the San Francisco 49ers. In 89 career games at the highest level of professional football, the Arkansas native made 48 starts and recorded 220 career tackles, 29 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 4 fumble recoveries, 2 forced fumbles, a touchdown, and a safety. Cedric, after your senior year, a friend of mine who was coaching at another team called me and said, "Who is this guy from SAU that's about to go to the NFL? Nobody from SAU has ever gone to the NFL." I said, "Well, just watch and see. You'll find him." We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, modern-era athlete representing Mulerider football, Mr. Cedric Thornton.
Good afternoon. I ain't do no mic check, so I don't know how I sound on the mic or nothing like that, but hopefully I sound good. Thanking God that I was the last one, so maybe I can wake y'all up or something like that. But I'd like to thank the committee for nominating me for this induction. It means a whole lot to me. Everybody that was on the committee, I appreciate that. I appreciate you awarding my commitment and my resilient efforts at SAU. I also would like to thank God, who's the head of my life. My dad's a pastor, my mom's a minister, so if I don't thank God, I think I'll be in a lot of trouble. If I don't thank God for me, myself, and my family, I think I'll be in a lot of trouble too as well. But let me start off by saying everybody gave their stories. I'll give my story. My story started off as a young athlete. I always was driven to be an NFL player. That was my goal. That was my ultimate goal. My dad, he showed me the work that it took to go to the next level. He was a correctional officer, and I can vividly remember laying in my bed, looking out the window, just praying to God that he brought my dad back every night. And that was his greatest gift that he could give to me, is making it home every night. And that's my gift that I try to give to my kid too, making it home every night. He devoted everything he could in every sport that I ever wanted to play. I wanted to play baseball. Told him one day I came home, he had every piece of baseball equipment possible in the backyard. And I thought I was gonna go to the MLB at that time until he threw me the ball so fast and it hit me in my face and I no longer wanted to play baseball again. Also the same thing with basketball, the same thing with football. Every piece of equipment that was able to purchase, he purchased it for me, and he just showed me how to do these things. My mom, she's the one that taught me the work ethic. I was in the 8th grade. I wore the same size clothes as my dad, so she wasn't body shaming me, but she was telling me, "Hey, you weigh a little bit too much. I walk every morning at 5 o'clock. Why don't you come out here and walk with me?" Me thinking that I was gonna be walking like her, that was an easy task. But she made me run poles. To this day, it's vividly installed in my head that running poles was the reason that I got the work that I got today. And if you know anything what poles is, the light poles on the side of the road, she would make me sprint a pole and walk a pole. Sprint a pole, walk a pole. And then as I got the weeks and months going along, I started sprinting 2 poles, sprinting 3 poles. Now I'm sprinting the whole road, walking the pole, and sprinting the whole road again. You know what I'm saying? So I thank her for that. She too has a story. I was in elementary school. Let's start there. I was in elementary school, and she had a car accident. She got hit by an 18-wheeler on the way to school. Everybody on the bus was saying whoever was in that car is probably no longer going to be here. It was my mom. They had to use the jaws of life to get her out of there. She couldn't walk for years. The doctor actually diagnosed her to probably never walk another day in her life. And to see her fight that battle and see her be resilient and see that effort that she put in every day to become an independent human being again, I think that they held a lot of weight into my success in the NFL and in college too as well. I got a support cast back there. My aunties are back there. My Aunt Bobby, she taught me how to fish. She taught me how to do these country things a country boy needed to do. And I thank her for that. We used to catch our fish. She taught us how to descale it and taught us how to fry it as well. She liked to keep the eyeballs in hers. I kind of like to pluck mine out. But she would fry the fish. She would fry the fish wholly. My Aunt Boo, obviously it's her sister. I rode around with her a lot, and she's the one that put all that weight on me. Every time I wanted something to eat, she would feed me, and I thank God for that. My grandma is back there. Her and my grandpa are pioneers of the family, and they the one that set the standards. And I can talk about her forever, but I just appreciate her for being that pioneer and setting that standard for us as well. I got a couple uncles back there that was very pivotal in my life growing up. My uncle, Bobby Rayner, her husband came in my life, middle school, high school, same as Proctor. They came in my life, middle school, high school, and they taught me how to be a young man, and I would like to thank them for that. My Aunt Joyce back there, she was put in a position where she would no longer be able to use her legs. She loved every sport Arkansas had to offer, where it was Houston Nutt, the Razorbacks, Roland Richardson, the Razorbacks. She was on top of all that. I wanted to go to Fayetteville and be a Razorback, but I was working at Taco Bell, and my brother, he told me to come to Southern Arkansas University, where he was at that time, and he told me I probably could outbeat everybody that was on the football field. So I came to Southern Arkansas University, and I kind of dominated. But my auntie back there, she had a grandson named Tano Tatum, and he attended Southern Arkansas University. He held a pivotal role at Southern Arkansas University, and I'd like to thank her for having me passionate about sports and thanking her for having every excuse not to be here, but showing up tonight, so I thank her for that. I got my siblings back there. I got my two sisters. I got two older brothers. One of my brothers no longer here with us. He was a smaller guy in sports. He's one of the reasons I played too. He always got overlooked. He was more athletic than I was. He probably could do a lot more than I could do on the field, but nobody ever gave him an opportunity. And when I seen them overlook him, I put myself in a position that nobody would overlook me. And my sisters, both of my sisters played sports. My older sister played basketball. She dominated on the court, on the hardwood. She just could never finish her goal as being a state champion. But she did a great job at playing sports. My youngest sister, she played sports and basketball. She was very passive growing up. And she would help people off the court after she knocked them down. And me and my older sister would look at her like, she don't get it. She'll never get a state championship. But little did we know the things that she was doing, the things that we overlooked, put her in position to be the only person in our family to win a state championship. She's a teacher in Arkansas right now, and she's still doing a lot of great things for the state of Arkansas. And her husband back there is here assisting her tonight. Tonight, I also have a teammate that played with me for the Philadelphia Eagles, Benny Logan. I don't have a lot of friends. It's hard to trust people when God bless you and put you in this position. But Benny Logan, he came in the NFL after me. He wore number 18 for LSU, which holds a lot of weight, just tells him what type of person he was. But he came in after me, and I thought I was doing something. Made it to the highest level, got all these college awards and things of that, and I was reaching to make a tackle. And he looked at me, he said, man, you really don't want to make that tackle. If you want to make that tackle, you'll stop reaching and you'll really go run and make that tackle. He taught me how to make a tackle in the NFL, and I appreciate him for that, and I appreciate him for being there every time there's a pivotal opportunity in life to give me, to commend me of this hard work and efforts. Also, I got with me my son, my youngest son, Kason Thornton. We nicknamed Queso, one of the hardest workers I know at a younger age. And I think the world is in trouble if he continues on the path that he's going on. I have my daughter here. She's 6'1". She plays basketball, dominant athlete, but also she taught herself how to play the piano. She taught herself how to paint. She taught herself how to do multiple things, and the sky's the limit for her as well. My wife, she's here tonight. I can't tell you, she stuck with me through the thick and thin, been with her since 10th grade. She believed in my dream. When I first met her, I told her I wanted to get married in the 10th grade. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, I got a dream, I got a goal, I'm gonna go to the NFL. We getting married right now, I only want one girlfriend, you know, and obviously that wasn't the situation. But she did stick with me, and she's the reason that I'm having a lot of success off the field right now. I can talk about it myself, but there's no need for that. God blessed me to put me in a position to be successful. I just want to talk about the people that helped me at Southern Arkansas University when I came as a young man with immaturity, with a mindset that I was looking for people to direct me in a position and put me on a path that was golden for me. The first one was my advisor, Miss Shelley Whaley. I came to school, didn't even know what an advisor was, didn't even know what classes I wanted to take, and she introduced me to the PEWL major, physical education, wellness, leisure, long story for teaching and coaching, but she introduced me to that, and I took heed to that, and I thank her for instructing me and directing me in that path, and I seen her earlier, but I think she's no longer here, but I thank Miss Shelley for that. Mr. Cletus was over the students' body when I was going to school. Mr. Cletus made a significant impact on my life, and I would like to thank him, but he's not here tonight, but I would like to thank him for making an impact on my life. Tony McDonough, Sam Bailey, Coach Bozeman, these guys was over the basketball program when I was here. Every time I got an opportunity to talk to these guys, they put in little gems. They put in little seeds, and I wish they was here so I could tell them that them seeds that they planted in me kind of grew a tall tree, and I would like to consider it a red oak tree because my foundation is kind of strong. Thanking them guys for helping me with my college career. Steve Browning, he's holding my award right now, and hopefully he'll give it back to me when I step down. But he was over the baseball program here, and the things that he made them baseball players do, running poles. I don't see how many poles they ran, but I know they ran a whole lot. But the work ethic that they put in with Coach Browning definitely held weight with me watching them guys. Throwback, he was one of our weight room coaches. He helped us out. Coach Dingman, Dr. White, Kendall Hill, Dr. Sherry Baggett McMahon, Dr. Mallory, Miss Caroline Neely, Steve Quinn, which was a head coach of football, Bill Keppel, which helped me out, Miss Bridges, Mr. Kenneth Cole helped me out a whole lot. I didn't know the role for athletic trainer when I got here because obviously I went to a small school, so we didn't have athletic trainers right there. But Coach Cole stayed on me. You need to get in the athletic room because I would always have an excuse about why I wouldn't practice because I was hurting or why I wasn't going hard, and he would get on to me. And at the time, I didn't know. But when I got to the league, I spent a lot of time in the athletic training room, and it allowed me to play 10 years in the NFL. And I would like to thank him and Ms. Jan for them opportunities to spend in the athletic training room with them. Who I got? Coach Jay Adcox. When I first got here, rest in peace to Coach Adcox, I came into his office and I told him I had a plan to go to the NFL. And he sat me down and he put that plan concrete on paper. And I'm just glad that God allowed me to see it through. So rest in peace, Coach Adcox. But I just want you to know you and your daughter, Sarah Adcox, did not go in vain. Y'all did help me and steer me and help me on this roller coaster ride that I did in the NFL. Miss Kenya at the financial aid office helped me get the money that I need to not look for handouts in college. I thank her for that. Ashley Thompson, Ebony, Ashley, the twins that was here, they always was on-hand tapers for me in the games. Anytime I needed anything, ankle tape, hand tape, anything I needed, anything, they was there for me. And then Detective Ray, he was over the police department here. He got me out of a lot of situations that I thought I shouldn't have got out of, and I appreciate him at the time. I thought he was a villain, but he was definitely a superhero. Shane Tollison, a guy that holds pivotal weight in my life. My dad is Nathaniel Thornton, but Shane Tollison is a football dad of mine, the head coach of Waxahachie right now, moved me in his house and kept me from going homes in the summers and showed me what it took to get to the next level, and I'm forever grateful for him and his family, and I still talk to him to this day. I recognize these people because a lot of times when you're in the spotlight, they don't get the recognition that they deserve, and I promise you, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today, and I'd just like to thank them for that. But to leave you with this, all the people that I'm going into the Hall of Fame with, Mr. Higgins, yes, they do give us this role, and they don't tell us what we really sign up for, but if we don't have a helmet, sometimes it is discouraging. Sometimes it is deflating because that's not what we're good at, but you do have a story, and we're ready to hear it whenever you're ready to give it. We thank you for that. Skylar, the 103 bases that you've stolen, very impressive. Miss Brittany Manley, the single season with 567 points, I think was very impressive. Val, to do the things that you did and hold them records for the longest you did over a decade, I thought was real cool. National champion, Michael George in 85 and 84, I appreciate you for your hard work. Sherman Evans for winning the 4x100, the meter relay races, I think that was super impressive. Brooke, the way you came up here and spoke and the way you handled the crowd, I thought was super impressive, and your career too was super impressive. So thank you for that. And I'll leave you with this. If you knew the job worth, would you do the job better? If you knew in college that you would be a Hall of Famer, the efforts and everything that you did, would you do it a little better? And if the answer is yes to that, and the answer is you can do better and do more, once you do that, hold yourself to a higher standard. Embrace the uncomfortable things in life, and go out there and chase your legacy, and one day you'll be a Hall of Famer. And last but not least, Sammy Epps, I know you went into the Hall of Fame a while ago, but today you helped me go in the Hall of Fame by tying my tie in the parking lot, or my homeboy tie in the parking lot, and we appreciate you that. Last but not least, I'd like to thank everyone, and thank y'all for coming and supporting us in this Hall of Fame induction. Thank Southern Arkansas University, thank Coach Browning, thank Mr. Hicks, and thank everybody that is here tonight. That's all.
We heard 8 great stories tonight. Let's give all of those one more great round of applause. I think Coach Browning's got a couple of announcements to make for the Hall of Famers, some instructions for tomorrow and some other things, so I'll turn it over to him. And again, let's give it up for Coach Browning. He makes all this work for us right here.
All right. I'll say this, Jeff, thank you. You know, Jeff gave a little bit of insight into his story here. And, you know, Jeff is inspiring. You know, when you talk about, I mean, everybody in this room is inspiring in the Hall of Fame careers you had. Jeff is in the Hall of Fame for a reason. And when you start thinking about people that bleed blue and gold, there's a lot in this room, but boy, I'm telling you, there's one man standing in that front of that line, and that's Jeff Harrington. We appreciate Jeff. Would everybody give Jeff a round of applause? Just real quick, some housekeeping things. I know Jeff mentioned it to Jonathan and Greta. You know, a lot of work does go into this. You know, you have the communication team that is trying to tell a story, and we are blessed that in the technology age that we're in, it's easier to grab pictures and grab stories off the internet from the last couple of years. But when you have somebody that has to sit down and write a story about people that were athletes way before they were even born, you know, they're relying on a lot of information. So Greta, Jonathan, great job. The AV staff, Brian, you know, one thing we're blessed here is a lot of people that like to help out. And I know you heard that tonight from the different folks talking in the stories. But Brian and William, we appreciate you guys showing up on a Friday night to our event, and you're going to have a full day tomorrow at homecoming and everything else. But it was also every night this week with all the different events going on. The folks that set up Reynolds, Victor Duke, Aramark, the food, my staff, they were up here this morning putting flowers together and decorating and doing all those things. Matter of fact, I got staff members that are still out there getting the football field ready for tomorrow. And that's what it takes to be successful, is people that work behind the scenes and enjoy what they're doing to allow our student athletes the opportunity to get out there and compete. So I appreciate every one of y'all. Just real quick, Hall of Fame inductees, I know you're going to have a lot of family members that want to take pictures with you. If we can get all 8 just to come up front real quick with your award so we can grab a group photo, Soon as we're done with a group photo, we'll allow you to take pictures with your family members and everything like that. Stay as long as you want. I do need to take the award back, Cedric, but I promise you I'm just taking it back tonight, and I'll give it back to you tomorrow on the football field, and you can keep it for real then. Enrollment's good, money's going good, we're raising a lot of money. We'll actually let you keep your awards, okay? But just real quick, if you'll come take a group photo, and then we'll disperse and let you take individual photos. In your bag, there's a lot of just goodies for you to have. One of those is a Hall of Fame polo. It says SAU Hall of Fame on it. We'd love for you to wear that tomorrow to the game, just for your presentation at halftime. It's going to be a warm one. Dress as you would like. I would encourage shorts probably, but at about the 5-minute mark before the second quarter there, before halftime, Jeff will make an announcement for the Hall of Fame inductees to make their way down to the north end zone, which is between the football field and the track. We'll meet you down there. Jackson Curdy, myself, some staff members will be there, and we'll get you lined up to get ready to walk you out on the field for the presentation there. Also in your sack is tickets for tomorrow's game for some of your family members that are here. In reserved seating section, there will be 3 rows blocked off that say reserved for Hall of Fame inductees. So when you come in, just go straight to that section. We've got some event staff workers that'll be in a gold shirt sitting there. They'll know to let you in. Feel free to sit there. Also up in the suite, in the president's suite of the press box, it's on the, if you're looking at the stadium from the field, it's on the right-hand side, closest to the track. That is open for our Hall of Fame members tomorrow to go in and out throughout the game. There'll be refreshments up there. There'll be some food up there, some candy. There's also some air conditioning if you get a little warm. But that will just be open for you and your families to come and go throughout the game. So please enjoy that on behalf of us. And we're looking forward to honoring you tomorrow. It was a great evening. We appreciate you. Let's get some pictures and let's get out of here. God bless. Have a good night.